So let's raise the big questions. The case against the Gandhis, is it therefore, as Mr. Chidambaram claims, political vendetta? Should the Congress be letting the law take its course? Is the opposition being targeted by central agencies? Let's look at the politics of it now. Pawan Khera, the Congress spokesperson, and Shehzad Poonawalla, the BJP spokesperson. Shehzad Poonawalla, you heard Mr. Chidambaram there. He's saying this is a bogus case. Not a single scheduled offence has been listed out. There is no FIR. How can you then go and proceed to interrogate, investigate under the PMLA in the absence of even a scheduled offence not being registered over the last 7-8 years? Nothing is there on paper, and yet the Enforcement Directorate chooses to grill Rahul Gandhi for 8 years.
What a sad day that we have
for 8 hours.
What a sad day that we have to take certificates from Robert Vadra and P. Chidambaram, the friend, philosopher and guide of corruption who transformed the FIPB into the Family Interest Promotion Board. But let me inform the learned lawyer, and I hope I get as much time as he was given, 20 minutes, but not that much. But still, Delhi Metropolitan Court took cognizance under section 403, 406, 420, 120B under IPC and ordered that investigation should start in these cases. Offences under 420 and 120B are scheduled offences under the PMLA as defined under section 3 of the PMLA. Unfortunately, the learned lawyer does not know that just cash moving in and out of the country is not PMLA or money laundering under PMLA, but also proceeds derived out of illegal activities, criminal activities is also defined, and therefore 420 and 120B also a scheduled offence under which this has been done. Now let me tell you the trial court's order that has been come out because of which this offence under PMLA is generated. From the complaint and evidence led so far, it appears that YI was in fact created as a sham or a cloak to convert public money to personal use by a special purpose vehicle for acquiring the control of 2,000 crores worth of assets of AJL, and since all the accused persons have illegally acted in consortium with each other to achieve the nefarious purpose and design, there are sufficient grounds to proceed against all of them. This includes the PMLA proceedings. Let me tell you, then they challenged this and went to the High Court. In 2015, the High Court held the modus operandi adopted by the petitioners in taking control of AJL via the special purpose vehicle YI, particularly when persons of Congress Party AJL and YI are the same, evidences a criminal intent. Now after that, what happens? The All India Congress Committee, which is the All India Corrupt Committee and the All India Confrontation Committee, has not tell you that how the special purpose vehicle of YI was created, and for mere 50 lakh rupees, and by the way that 50 lakh rupees came from Dotex. They should explain that why a shell company which has been named by the SFIU was giving a loan of 1 crore rupees allegedly to young Indians. But this young Indians takes over this company of AJL. Now AJL was founded by freedom fighters, it was founded by people, and it had public property in it worth 2,000 crore rupees, and it had 5,000 shareholders. At 2010, when this matter was transferred, the shares were transferred, there were 1,057 shareholders, including Mr. Kajju and including Mr. Shantilal Bhushan. 1 second, don't interrupt. And those people have said that the transfer of those shares to young Indians, which had only 2 shareholders, 38% Rahul Gandhi, 38% Sonia Gandhi, was illegal. So here's the shareholder violation of Companies Act. I've already told you the violation of the PMLA Act. Now let me tell you, 1 second, sir, 1 second, don't interrupt. Don't interrupt, Rajiv, don't interrupt. Rajiv, don't interrupt. Thereafter that, the young Indians company started giving these properties on rent. They gave, for instance, the Passport Seva Kendra in the Bahadur Zafar area. Those incomes started coming in, and those incomes were taken fraudulently by Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. The income tax notice was generated for 100 crores, and that income tax notice was also challenged by a court, in a court of law, by Mr. Congress Party's lawyers in the High Court and Supreme Court. Both places the Supreme Court rejected it and the High Court rejected it and said that the income tax reassessment order is also valid. Now my questions to Mr. Pawan Khera, the honourable spokesperson, is one second.
First my question to you. You have not answered my basic question, that it is in 2015 that after a trial court takes cognizance of an income tax department probe against Young India Private Limited on the basis of a private criminal complaint filed by then BJP MP Subramaniam Swamy in 2013.
The complaint was filed in
2015, the ED till date has not registered a scheduled offence.
No, that's not correct.
Which immediately initiates an investigation under PMLA. So it almost seemed like an afterthought. 7 years later, you suddenly summon up Rahul Gandhi. What have you been doing for 7 years?
The predicate offence under which the PMLA investigation is proceeding is section 420, 120B, which was ordered by the Metropolitan Magistrate, challenged by them in a High Court, which was upheld by the High Court, and they said the trial must continue. Point number 1. Point number 2, the ED then has been proceeding in this matter. It in fact even attached the property in Mumbai belonging to the National Herald. They did not get any relief after they challenged it, or if they went to challenge it. Thirdly, I have 3 or 4 specific questions of Pawan Khera. 1, Congress Party is a political party. Donors give money for the political activity. How did Congress Party give a 90 crore loan to AGL, which was transferred to Young Indians and then waived off in 2012. 1 second, did they ask the donors? Point number 2, Young Indians shareholding only had 2 people, Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Oscar Fernandez, Motilal Vora. By the way, please tell me what happened to those 1,057 shareholders? People like Mr. Shantilal Bhushan. Mr. Shantilal Bhushan were raising questions about that illegal share transfers took place. Point number 3, I'm asking you, the question is that how did Young Indians get the money? It had only 5 lakh share capital. How did 50 lakhs come into that company to even purchase AGL along with the loan debt? Please tell me that 1 crore came from Dotex. Is Dotex a shell company? Yes or no? Point number 4, if they had good intentions, why did they not keep the shareholding of AGL as the same as the shareholding of YI? Point number 5, when the investigation is happening under ED, why is it that they are trying to obstruct it? Did they get relief from High Court? Did they get relief from Supreme Court? Did they get
your last point that you just made is probably your strongest.
And last point. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. You knew him well at that point of time. He was subjected to SIT grilling for 10, 12 hours. He did not take extra date. He did not say, I'll do confrontation. He did not do a tamasha. He did not do any drama. He went and subjected himself. What is this drama? Is this a pradarshan?
Your last two points about
satyagraha. Okay. This is a bhashtachar ka bhakti pradarshan, and I hope the tapasya of my dear friend Pawan Kheda, at least in this bhashtachar ka bhakti pradarshan, materializes so that he gets something.